The best graphics cards are the beating heart of any gaming PC, and everything else comes second. Without a powerful GPU pushing pixels, even the fastest CPU won't manage much. While no one graphics card will be right for everyone, we'll provide options for every budget and mindset below. Whether you're after the fastest graphics card, the best value, or the best card at a given price, we've got you covered. Where our GPU benchmarks hierarchy ranks all of the cards based purely on performance, our list of the best graphics cards looks at the whole package. Price, availability, performance, features, and efficiency are all important, though the weighting becomes more subjective. Number 1. AMD GeForce RTX 4090. For some, the best graphics card is the fastest card. Pricing be damned. NVIDIA's GeForce RTX 4090 caters to precisely this category of user. It's also the debut of NVIDIA's brand new Ada Lovelace architecture, and as such will represent the most potent card NVIDIA has to offer, at least until the inevitable RTX 4090 Ti shows up. If you were disappointed that the RTX 3090 Ti was only moderately faster, till the 30% then an RTX 3080 in most workloads, RTX 4090 will have something more to offer. Across our standard suite of gaming benchmarks, it was 55% faster than the 3090 Ti on average. Fire up a game with heavy ray tracing effects, and that lead grows to 78%. Against AMD currently fastest GPU, the RX 6950 XT, the 4090 is 65% faster in traditional rasterization games and nearly triple. Number 2. AMD Radeon RX 6650 XT. So now AMD RX 6650 XT is by far the better buy than anything it's up against. AMD affordable GPU have matured like fine wine, which is absolutely classic behavior for AMD. The AMD Radeon RX 6650 XT features the Navi 23 GPU, one of its second-gen Navi chips based on the seriously impressive RDNA 2 architecture. It's another TSMC N7 7nm graphics processor, but the smallest of all the current-gen AMD GPU. Despite its small scale, though, it packs in more transistors than even the most powerful of the first-generation Navi cards. The Navi 10 chip at the heart of the RX 5700 XT. Ampere architecture continues to be a great alternative, though it's now lost some of its luster. The recommendation also applies to all RTX 3080 cards, including the RTX 3080 Ti and RTX 3080 12GB depending on current prices. Right now, the best deals we can find are $730 for the 10GB card, $740 for the 12GB model, or $800 for the 3080 Ti. If you like to max out all the graphics settings and play at 4K or 1440, this is a great choice. It's more than you'll generally need for 1080p gaming, unless you're running the latest ray tracing games, in which case DLSS support should also help performance. DLSS also works without ray tracing, and is currently available in over 200 games, so it's definitely a feature that's worth a bit extra. AMD offers the Universal FSR 2.0 as an alternative to DLSS, but it's not in nearly as many games. Intel's SS meanwhile sounds a lot like DLSS, only for Intel GPU, which limits its utility on non-ARC GPU. Even though SS can run, it doesn't look as nice and doesn't improve performance as much as DLSS or FSR2. Number 3. AMD Radeon RX 6700 XT. I really wish the RTX 3060 Ti was just that little bit cheaper. It delivers gaming performance that's rather stupendous when you look at generational gains over even the RTX 20 series next to the GTX 10 series. It's quite frightening, actually. It was my favorite RTX 30 series GPU, but sitting at close to or even on MSRP isn't quite good enough when AMD competition is often found well under MSRP. Two of the best graphics cards from top-down and side-on view on a pastel yellow background. Image credit, future. Yes, if it weren't for the extremely quick RTX 4090, opens in new tab it would be. Anyways, that's not for lack of excellent NVIDIA GPU over the past year or more. It's simply down to what your money will get you nowadays. And it's a lot more when you buy an AMD GPU. Number 4. AMD Radeon RX 6600. NVIDIA's RTX 3060 12GB is a better card than the RX 6600. Not just in raw performance but for its greater ray tracing support. It's also able to tap into NVIDIA's DLSS upscaling, which is an added bonus, though AMD comparable FSR is gaining traction anyways. The thing is, the RTX 3060 12GB is so much pricier than the RX 6600 right now, so we're really struggling to justify it unless it's NVIDIA or nothing for you. It's not been a great few years to buy into PC gaming or build your own machine. However, things are finally improving. Stock can still be hit or miss, but prices have started to become reasonable again. That's far more true of AMD graphics cards than NVIDIA's right now, and no more so than in the budget lineup. The RX 6600 wasn't super impressive to us at launch, considering it asked the same amount of cash as an RTX 3060 12GB but was often beaten by the Green Team's card. However, it's now much cheaper. It's even cheaper than NVIDIA's RTX 3050, which makes it a much smarter buy than both cards. Number 5. AMD Radeon RX 6800 XT. There's no point buying anything better than the RTX 3080 10GB right now, as NVIDIA is set to replace them with even more powerful 40 series cards. The RTX 3080 10GB appears to be sticking around in the NVIDIA GeForce family for a bit longer, however, and if you can pick it up for anything close to its original $699 MSRP, well, it's still a high-end 4K card worth playing on. That said, it's a tough one. It's still nowhere close to as good a deal as an RX 6800 XT for under $550, which you will see pop up every now and then. As a red team alternative to NVIDIA's high-end graphics cards, there have been few finer than the RX 6800 XT, a highly competitive card that comes so close to its rival, with a nominal performance differential to the RTX 3080, is truly an enthusiast card worth consideration for any PC gamer with 4K in their sights. The RX 6800 XT was the first of AMD Radeon A2 GPU to enter the fray, and while we had plenty of other cards since, this is the one that shines brighter than most and makes the most sense financially. At least it does if you consider its MSRP, which it's often found going for much less than. Meanwhile, NVIDIA's RTX 3080 is rarely found for anything close to its original launch price. Number 6. AMD Radeon RX 6900 XT. Once again, I'm turning to AMD RX 6950 XT for our alternative here. I do think if you can find a great, and I mean great, deal on an RTX 3080 of any variety, then maybe it's worth a shot for the Green Team fan. But generally, the RX 6950 XT is the all-round card to buy if you're looking for more might for more cash. Just don't even think of spending anything close to $1,000 on it. You might as well wait for the RX 7000 series if you're going to do that. The RTX 3090 may have sat unchallenged at the top rungs of graphics performance at launch, but it wouldn't be long until AMD rustled together a challenger in the RX 6900 XT.